How's it going today, guys? Trucks and Water here, and welcome back to another video. And in this video, we have hit a milestone with the Tacoma. That's right, we have hit 75,000 miles on the Tacoma. I bought her brand new back in May of 2022 with 0 miles on it, absolutely 100% zero, and now we're at 75. And to prove it, as you can see on the little dash, it's actually just a hair bit under 74,875, but it's basically 75, get off my back if you think otherwise. Anyways, so that being said, we're going to go over this video. Am I going to keep her to 100,000 miles? You'll find out at the end of this video. But we're going to be going over some good and some bad on that subject. So I bought this truck at Fox Toyota in Clinton, Tennessee, guys. If you're in the market for a used new Toyota or any other used vehicles they have up there, go up and see them and ask for my personal sales guy, Walter. He'll take amazing care of you. So that is where I bought this truck during COVID, but that dealership never did the market value adjustment markups. So I did pay MSRP for it, but I never had a $4,000, $5,000, even $6,000 markup on the trucks you couldn't get them in. Of course, the picture be popping up. It was bone stock when I got this truck, and as you can see, what it is now. Now, this video is not going over the mods done to this truck. That's not what this video is for. It's not a 75,000 mile review on the mods because the mods weren't on this truck when I first got it and all that other stuff. But do a quick overview. 3.5-inch rough country lift with the upgraded Vortex coilover shocks. I've got pods up top, of course, window tint, bed cover, color match caps in the back, blacked out badging, recovery hooks on the front. I've got a in-mounted light bar, full LEDs all the way around, the 6 high mod, remote start mod, cold air intake, and that pretty much wraps it up for it. Oh yeah, and the wireless Apple CarPlay adapter. So that's pretty much the overview of the truck. Like I said, this is not an overview of the mods on it. It's just the truck as in general. So of course, we're going to start off with the good, and the good on this truck is the drivetrain. I've got the V6 in this truck, 3.5 liter, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, that being said, though, when the third gens first came out in 16, the 16 through 18 model year did have a really bad habit of the trans of gear hunting. Did not know what gear you wanted to be in, especially when you lifted and put bigger wheels and tires on it. But the 19s and up, they did some different trans tuning. Now, that being said, it still gear hunts every now and then, depending on the hill you're climbing, if you're in cruise control and all that stuff. But not nearly as bad as a 16 through 18s. And of course, if you do an OTT tune, that pretty much eliminates all of that. But this drivetrain, since it came out, and it had some quirks when it first came out, like any new vehicle, there's some pros and cons and all that other stuff. But this drivetrain is literally nearly bulletproof. I have a family member that also works at Fox Toyota that these come in with 300, 400, 500,000 miles on it. No questions asked with your basic maintenance and your wear items having to be replaced, like spark plugs, water pumps, stuff of that nature. If you do your maintenance and you don't abuse these trucks and just beat the ever-living dog crap, which is with anything, these trucks do last a very long time. Now, the four-wheel drive system in this truck. This is an SR5, so this is not a TRD off-road. I don't have the fancy rear locker in this. I don't have the fancy crawl control with all the multi-terrain select and all of that nature. But Toyota is known for their four-wheel drive systems. I have never found myself in a situation that I thought I was going to get stuck, to be honest with you. Even in the snow we got here in East Tennessee, which we got about a foot 2 years ago, and last year we got about 8-9 inches where I live out here in West Knoxville, I never had an issue. I literally went everywhere in two-wheel drive in this truck. And 2 years ago, when they shut down I-75 and I-40 through Knoxville, I was on it when they shut it down, and it came across saying, "We will not rescue you if you get stuck on the interstate." And this truck did fantastic. Now, granted, I do run the Falcon Wild Peak AT3W. That is a blizzard-rated tire. Highly recommend this all-terrain tire. If not, the new AT4W. That's the newer one of these tires. But this four-wheel drive system is great. This does have LSD, which is a little different on Toyotas. It like modulates the power by using the rear brakes on the rear end. And like I said, I drove around Knoxville in the snow pretty much in two-wheel drive with the LSD on. I mean, did fantastic. I had no issues whatsoever when it comes to that. And I mean, I literally yanked one of my best friends up in basically a solid ice and snow hill at the farm his family used to have, because he has a two-wheel drive version of this truck, TRD off-road, so it does have the rear locker, but not full drive. It's a weird spec truck, and he got stuck on that hill, and this thing yanked it up no problem in four-wheel drive low. So again, you don't necessarily have to have the TRD off-road to do some pretty good four-wheeling. Now, in extreme cases, yes, that the locker, the rear locker, the multi-terrain select, and all that stuff, that does come in it comes in handy, we'll put it like that. But this four-wheel drive system is absolutely fantastic. Number 3 is, of course, Toyota as a company. Guys, let's be real. Yes, the new Tundras had some motor issues. They've taken care of those issues pretty much. The new 25s, I've not heard of any issues coming with one of them. But Toyota stands by their products. And unlike a lot of companies, this Toyota, when you put a lift kit on these trucks, if it's not a Toyota lift kit, it doesn't necessarily void your warranty. Whatever the lift kit touches, it will void the warranty. So if I have a lower control arm that went bad, my warranty's null and void because it's affected by a lift kit. But like drivetrain, drive shaft, stuff like that, all that stuff, lifting it, modifying it does not void the warranty unless it directly touches it, if that makes any sense. And like I said, their finance department's fantastic. I got a better rate and a better payment through Toyota financing themselves than the bank I've been banking through since I was 13 years old. And I had, at the time when I bought the truck, I had a really good credit score of almost 750. So yeah, so the Toyota themselves is a fantastic company. They stand by their products, and you really just can't go wrong with Toyota products, especially when it comes to a daily driver and all of that nature. And of course, last but not least is reliability. Guys, Toyota, you know, is known for reliability. I mean, that is one of their cornerstones of their companies. And no different than the third gen. Third gen Tacoma, in my opinion, will go down as the best generation of Tacoma ever to be produced. The fourth gens are out and they're great. I've drove them. They're fantastic trucks. That new 8-speed made, that Turbo 4 is a beautiful combination. But they have not proven themselves reliability, even though those Turbo 4 has come out of the Lexus lineup, and they've been known to go 250, 300,000 miles on a stock original turbo, as long as you do your maintenance. But that's beside the point. These are extremely reliable trucks. They will get you home. There's been multiple cases of these trucks being flooded. When I mean being flooded, even stock, like over the hood type of flooded. The people come back to their house, hop in their truck, turn it on, it cranks right over, and they drive right out, no problem. Or storm damage, or blizzards, or whatever the case might be. These trucks will get you home no matter what. You have to pretty much drive over an IED for these to have really an issue. They will get you home no matter what. And if that's what you're looking for, is something that will get you home and is comfortable to drive and everything, that's where you don't have to worry about when you walk out and start it up in the morning, definitely go with a third gen Tacoma. Now comes the bad, and we'll come with the issues I have had with this truck. And there's only been 2 actually issues, and they're very known issues on these trucks. So the V6 3.5 liter, I have had the timing chain front cover leak issue, which is barely a drip right now. It's not a main concern. Every time I get an oil change in this truck at 5,000 miles, I have them check it. It's barely like a tiny little bit of seepage. And the coolant bypass connector in the back of the motor behind the engine, behind the manifold, leaks when it was extremely cold out this winter. If it was like above 32, 30, between 32 and 38, if it was above that, it doesn't leak at all. I have no coolant loss, but a tiny little drip comes out behind the back of the motor, down beside the transmission, and down to the ground. Those are the 2 main issues, and no, they are not cheap fixes. I will be real with you guys. It's not a cheap fix. The timing chain cover in the front end is at least a 10 to 12 hour job. Now, the coolant bypass route or connector, whatever you want to call it, that's probably about a 2 to 4 hour job, or a little bit more, depending on who's doing it, if you have a competent mechanic or not, because you have to pull the manifold off to get to it. I don't know why Toyota hasn't put a bulletin out for this, because it is a known issue. The timing chain, and that is not if, it's when. Now, it could go at 150, 200,000 miles. My front timing chain cover went at right around, I think it was like 55, 60,000 miles. And the coolant thing, that can just happen whenever. It can happen. I know something happened at 8,000, and I know something that's happened at 150 plus thousand. It just depends. Now, again, I don't know why Toyota hasn't put a bulletin out as a recall for any of that stuff. Maybe because it's so sporadic, and there are slight few trucks that don't have the issue, but that is a known issue with these two trucks. And yes, like I said, the 16 through 18s do have the weird gear hunting issue with the transmission. That has been taken out. The 19's up because the different trans tuning. So if you can live with it, it's great. If you can't, just get a 19 or up or higher, or get an OTT tune that pretty much eliminates that issue altogether. Second thing that's an issue with these trucks, and it's an issue with almost every Toyota almost ever made, is the paint quality. This paint is extremely thin. As you can see, rock chip, rock chip, rock chip. Let's see here. Actually, none right here up on like the little like mouthpiece right here, the front little bumper. Rock chip, rock chip, rock chip. There's one up on the hood. Yeah, rock chip, rock chip, rock chip. I mean, it's just the Toyota quality paint is just not there, especially on these third gens. It's very evident. Now, if you have a white one, you really know what I'm talking about, because you have flaking issues, especially around this area of the truck. The white paint, when you wash it, will literally just flake right off. I don't know why. They have a bulletin out for that you can get your truck resprayed for free from Toyota, which is awesome. But these trucks' paint is not the greatest. So just be prepared, even with trucks with under 100,000 miles, depending on how they're taken care of and what they've been used for, could have a lot of scratches, chips, and stuff of that nature. It is what it is with these trucks. I don't know why. They just have paint issues when it comes to these third-gen Tacomas. Just something you have to live with, and or get Expel wrap or a wrap or some kind of coating on it, a really good wax or anything of that nature. That's what it is with these trucks. Now the features. That being said, these generations, the new Tundras and Tacomas and stuff like that nature, they're pretty much on par with the modern day trucks that are out now. But these trucks are a little dated. Now, I do have Apple CarPlay. Like I said, I have the wireless adapter for you can get off of Amazon. But they're just a basic interior. Yeah, the upper trim levels will come with some heated seat options, different kind of like cloths, like maybe like pleather and stuff like that. But it's just a very simple truck. Simple buttons, simple controls and all that, which if you like, which I like it. I don't mind it at all. It's very simple. It's very not cluttered, stuff like that. I love the center console with 3 cup holders. This thing could be a little bit bigger than the actual center console part, but yeah, it's just a very simple truck. So if you're looking for a truck that has upgraded features and more modern, this is not the truck for you. This will not satisfy you whatsoever. But if you can live with some creature comforts that aren't in this truck, or standard at least, then this is a truck for you. It does have like I will say, this generation of Tacoma is one of the easiest trucks I've ever worked on to upgrade items, like putting the light bar in the grill, putting the pods in, putting the switches in for that. Very easy when it comes to these trucks. So it's a catch-22. It's all plasticky, nothing fancy, but you can grip everything with gloves on, which I like a lot. But not a very packed full featured truck with all the luxuries and stuff of, like, say, Ford, Ram, Chevy, GM, stuff of that nature. So, overview. Should you buy a third-gen Tacoma? Yes and no. Yes, if you're looking for a fantastic, reliable daily driver or off-road that you can overland with your family or anything of that nature. If features are an issue, either jump up to the 4th-gen Tacoma or go get a different style of, or different truck altogether, like a GMC or a Ranger or something of that nature. But these trucks are fantastic. If you're looking for a fantastic, reliable daily driver or anything of that nature, guys, you cannot beat these trucks. They do have a tow rating of about 64 to 6,800 pounds, so a decent tow rating. With my lift kit on it, it just dropped it to barely below 6,000. And but other than that, like they towed the box trailer I towed to move my now wife, and it towed a really decent size 5x10 with really heavy oak boards on it and a four wheeler. No question. Like I said, not a lot of weight. I'm not claiming it is. Not a lot of weight, but they are a great truck. Now, am I keeping this truck to 100,000 miles? I don't know yet. Reason being is if you follow this channel and you know, follow my journey, I recently have gotten married. And me and my wife have talked about trading in the Tacoma to get a new 6th gen 4Runner. We really like the body style. I love the engine and transmission in them. Like I said, there's the same thing in the new Tacomas. And it's going to be a great fit for our family when we do decide to have kids and stuff. And we have a little man, a 80-pound red golden retriever. That'd be great to put him in the back. When we have kids in the back seat, he can go in the back and have his little roll-down window and everything of that nature. But, so I don't know. I do not know if I'm going to keep this truck to 100,000. We will see. But that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, leave a like on the channel. Please subscribe to the Trucks and Water family. We're constantly growing, changing, and trying new and better things. I hope you all have a great day, and remember, never give up on your dreams.